we're gonna re-varnish this sweet head. She has her eyes in, she has her hair on, but she's still gonna get a varnish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to move some of that hair away from the places that I'm going to varnish. I'm gonna get it a little bit wet. Okay, so I've just moved the hair away from the areas that I'm going to put some of this varnish on. I am actually going to varnish over the hair, and you're probably thinking, what? Well, even though the varnish is lighter than the hair and you would think it was going to create some kind of opacity, it's not going to, because I don't have any opaque paint in here. What I mean when I say opaque paint is I don't have anything that has any white in it. It's just pigment. And so you won't or shouldn't get anything that looks chalky. What causes chalky and muddy is white. And I don't mean just white paint, but any paint that they used white to make. And the reason why I'm going over the hair, and I could actually go, I'm gonna use a brush to go around because I do not want to get this on the mohair. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want the scalp that is shining through to look super pale in comparison to the rest of the baby. That would look pretty odd. So I'm gonna be super careful there. And yes, I am going over her lips. I can always reshine them if I want to. But I don't want her to have these super pale pink lips. And tidy that up. I hear some trucks pulling up outside. That would be the construction folks coming. They are building my son's music studio out there. Been waiting for his studio to be done. Has been sort of a blessing because he's been, you know, he'll just stay up late playing the piano and writing and singing, and not everybody gets to have that, you know, as the soundtrack to their life. You know, it's just beautiful. I like get a private concert every day. Well, not every day, but most days. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this on here. I like the way that looks. The brush strokes are nice when you see them on the hair. It adds more dimension. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. This is real hair, and it's been stripped of most of its lanolin in processing. And so it is dry, and it can get fragile, and it does get brittle. And I don't want that to happen. So I may put just a tiny bit more conditioner on there, put a wet cloth over there just to protect it from the dry heat. And then she'll be done. Yeah, maybe. I kind of like her just like this. I'm gonna wait till she comes out, I'll show her to you, and then I'll make a decision whether or not I'm gonna put one more layer on. But I think this layer is really all that was needed. I really like it. And here we go. I think she looks much better. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I think she looks great. She does have that heavily varnished feeling. I know lots of people like it. I'm not a fan, but I know that that also softens with handling and with clothes being changed and all that good stuff. And I really like the color. Again, super subtle difference, but it really makes a difference to me. I just felt like she was much too pale. She's still a fair baby. In my opinion, she's still a fair baby, but not as pale. I'm gonna reassemble her and just chat, if it's okay. While I do that, I'm putting the zip ties back in, and I think I've made another video where I assemble a baby, so I'm not gonna like explain what I'm doing. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Just getting those zip ties put in there. And last time I assembled a baby, I couldn't for the life of me find my nail clippers. And so I sent that baby off with kind of rough cut ends, but I did cover it with the fabric. This fabric will cover the connecting place. You just need to pull it over that little bump. And usually when you're making a baby, at least for me, this is not the way I would normally assemble a baby. But since we're just reassembling a baby, I'll just do it this way. Should go pretty fast. And excuse all that noise in the background. I think I was telling you that my son's studio is being built, and they just let me know that they weren't going to be able to finish today. They were just going to do roof, windows, and doors, and then they'd come back to do the finish work on the inside. He is going to be so disappointed. We've been waiting so long. California got hit with absolutely weird weather this year. We had weather that is not common for us. I mean, you know, in California, you never know what you're going to get year to year. You can count on fall being hot. You can count on a couple of 100-degree days in the summer usually. And for the most part, things start to warm up around May. But this year, the rain just persisted, and this has been a very mild summer for us. We've had maybe 2 super hot summer days, but so far it's been completely mild. I really love the way they turned out. And I love it when the baby's legs work with the body. Sometimes you'll get like these legs that need a different type of body, but you don't have that body, so they end up looking like little froggy legs. Still adorable, but I like it when it works out like this. Anyway, so we had all that really weird weather, which put off the project. We just had to keep putting it off and putting it off because his studio is being finished off an interlocking pine, and we don't want any moisture trapped in those walls. We don't want any mold growing or for that wood to warp or any weirdness to happen. So we had to keep putting it off and putting it off. And then the doors and the windows got special ordered, and the manufacturer got backlogged, and they kept putting that off. And now these guys, all of their projects got put off because of the weather, so they're playing catch up and trying to work with our doors and windows coming in and the weather, and it's just been silly. Usually, or at least the last time we did this project, it took about a week and we were done. This time it's been months, and it's torturous, especially since he's displaced, which means he's in the house. And I don't mind him being in the house, but he's got an awful lot of gear that's in the house. And we have a very, very tiny house. And my studio's out back here, so I get to escape it by coming and going to work. But he really needs to get back to work. He loves what he does. So I'm just gonna clip off these ends. Oh my goodness, you're so much cuter than you were before. Okay, I'm back. You can see little Araya there in the background. I'm painting her and little Mick and Evelyn awake, and one other baby, I can't remember who it is. Anyway, I'm going to put a white diaper on this time because she's wearing a white onesie. And I'm going to do a new photo shoot for her since her skin tone changed and her eye color changed too. I did blue eyes. Took them out and did blue eyes. And I have 2 outfits for her. This is the one that she came back in. This little fluffy jacket and pants, little quilted jacket and pants. I love it. And it was perfect with her skin tone before. But I think this will look better. So I'm gonna give her a little unicorn onesie, and she's got little pants. I don't know how many of you watching have taken care of babies or have had your own babies, but you probably remember what it's like trying to get your baby dressed. They really don't like sleeves, and they don't like things put over their heads, and usually they're crying the whole time because they're cold and they just want to nurse and sleep. So much easier getting a reborn dressed, except they're not as flexible. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. I love babies just in onesies, little white onesies. I think my kids lived naked for the first 2 years mostly. If anything, the only thing they had on were diapers and onesies. I didn't really, you know, it was warm. We live in California, and all my kids were born during the warm months, and my kids hated wearing clothes. They just hated being dressed. They liked being naked. My littlest is 6, and he still has to sleep entirely naked. He'll run around the house naked all the time. All my kids were like that. It made potty training really easy because they hated diapers, but they didn't want to walk around, you know, wet and feeling yucky. That looks great. I'm just making sure her limbs aren't too tight. There we go. And this came with this cute little pink jacket. I'll take that little tag off. I usually wash all my clothes. I know that is strange, but I think it's just a habit from having kids. I don't like my clothes to have all those chemicals on them and to smell like Target or wherever you got them. And also when you wash them, they start to get super soft and they shrink up a little bit. But I had just purchased this outfit and I really wanted to put it on her, so I did not wash it. Hopefully whoever gets her will forgive me, or maybe I'll have time to wash it before I send her. Oh, this is cute. It goes good with her skin. And I made her a new passy holder because her other one, this one, because I wasn't sure if they were going to be doing a boy baby or a girl baby, so I sent everything pretty neutral. So I made her a new passy holder to match this outfit. I'm going to put that on. And again, I am going to do a tutorial on these passy holders. They're so easy. I really don't need to do a tutorial, but I'm always looking for an excuse, and I thought it would be fun. And really, if I wasn't worried about choking hazard, I would market these for regular babies. Let's see, make sure her magnet is still working. And I'm glad I checked. Look at this, sweet bee. Look, well, I guess it's okay. But I think what happened, this is what I think happened. I bet you when I open her up, I'll find out that when I baked her, some of that glue melted in there and her pacifier fell over to the right. So I'm gonna take her head off real quick and repair that magnet. And you know what? I think I'll do it with you guys.